They are one of the most famous groups to come from Motown. You know their songs and you can sing along to their biggest hits. Now you can learn more about the Temptations as the musical Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations takes the stage at the Fisher Theater today through the 28th. Joining us now is the Detroit woman who wrote the musical that was nominated for 12 Tony Awards, Dominique Morisseau. Good morning and thank you so much for being with us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Well, congratulations on the Tony Award nominations. That's phenomenal, first of all.
Thank you.
Such a huge thing. Now, your show is on stage in Detroit starting tonight, with opening night officially being tomorrow. Are there nerves when you have a Motown show in front of Motown?
Yeah, of course. I mean, there will never be bigger nerves than having my show be in front of Otis Williams himself, because this is a story I wrote from his point of view and based on the stories that he told me. So getting it in front of him was probably the more nervous thing. But, so after that, I'm like, it's hard to get in front of a Motown audience, but also nothing harder than getting in front of the man himself. So I did that. I got in front of him and Barry Gordy. So come on, Detroit, what you got for me? Yeah.
I know. So what can people expect when they come to see the show? Because you said it's written from Otis's perspective.
Yeah, I think that they can expect to see some things that they're familiar with, obviously, personalities that they're familiar with, stories that they've already heard. Because, we already know the Temptation. This city, I always tell my cast, you're coming to the city that this is not like going to any other city on tour, right? Like this city knew these people personally. These are their friends. You got you got the grandmothers and the cousins and the people that hung out with them in the neighborhood. Like you have like the real people in this city that you're gonna be putting this show up in front of. And so I'm sure their nerves are also big, but they're also excited. I think more excited than nervous, because you want to be here where these people were born and made. And I'm gonna make sure that people know in this show, and I think when Detroit sees it, they'll see. I'm not gonna let you forget that the Temptations were born and raised in Detroit.
I love that.
Not necessarily the men. The men are from the South, but the group is from Detroit.
All right. Now, of course, when you think Temptations, we have to talk music. How did you incorporate their music? And was it the story first and then you just fit the songs in, or did you write to particular songs?
No, it was very much the music led the story for me. I mean, when you're doing a musical, you have to find a way to make the songs be more important than even the story that you're writing, than the script. And so for me, it was looking at some of the music and hearing it differently. I'm like, we already know these songs. We all grew up on this music. How do we see it? How can I get a city? How do I get people, an audience, to hear this song in a way that they never heard before? And that was my challenge, my fun challenge that I took on in writing this musical. And so there will be times when you'll hear a song that is a song you know and love, but in this musical, it's going to be, it's going to take on 20 different meanings, like it might not just be about a man singing to a woman. It might not just be a love song in the simplest ways that you can think of it. It might also be a love story about, a group of men singing to their community or to their country, or to brothers singing to each other. Like it takes on new meaning. And I think that'll be a fun thing for the audience to see.
I like that very much. It'll be fun to kind of figure it out once you get there. So you just added another layer for us. But now let me ask you this. Is there any interest in doing a similar story with other groups, like say the Supremes, or even individuals like, Stevie Wonder or Marvin Gaye?
Listen, I would sit through a musical about every Motown act there ever was. The ones we know, the most visible ones, and the ones that are a little more unsung, I would do it. I don't know that I would write it. I don't know that I have the capacity to write it. I don't know that I think there's enough talented Detroit writers out here where I like to see other ones, get some shine. And I like to see us invest in other writers in the city and say, hey, this one's for you, because we all know this story. I come from the writers in the city. I'm nothing that special. Like we have a abundance of gifted artists in this city, and I'd like to see some of them get to tackle some of these other legends.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And hey, you're paving the way for all of them. So there you have that. Dominique, thank you so much again for your time and being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me and enjoy the show. I hope you enjoy the show.
Thank you so much. Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations is at the Detroit Opera House through August 28th. The tickets are available at BroadwayInDetroit.com.